Lots of people talking about this, and if you were up last night, you may have caught a peek at that fireball flying over West Michigan.
It happened around 1:45 this morning, and now we have a few more answers. Astronomers at the Smithsonian Astronomical Observatory have confirmed it is a failed Russian satellite. I spoke with them about it. We're joined now by astrophysicist Jonathan McDowell, and he's here to talk to West Michigan about the fireball. So our first question is, how are you able to confirm that this was Cosmos 2551, or is it 2551? How do you even...
Yeah, 2551.
Okay.
We knew that this satellite, which was launched in September, was going to re-enter today. We've been tracking it. The Space Force have been tracking it every day since it was launched. Its orbit had been shrinking and shrinking, and it was getting low enough that we knew it was going to burn up in the Earth's atmosphere. And we know exactly what track it was following. What we didn't know is exactly when it would start to break up and make a fireball. But once we got the reports that Michigan had seen this fireball, it was easy to ask, when was Cosmos 2551 over Michigan? And it was exactly the time that people saw the fireball. And so that was a pretty slam dunk identification that this had to be the breakup of 2551.
That makes sense. Can you tell us briefly what the purpose of this satellite was? And I heard that the launch failed. Is that correct?
Well, the launch put it in the right orbit, but then the satellite, we don't know, it didn't boot up right, or something didn't work. And so it was meant to use its onboard rocket engine to keep reboosting its orbit whenever the friction with the Earth's atmosphere was trying to drag it down. And that didn't happen. It's the second satellite in a series. The first one, worked for several years, and every few days it would start getting a little lower, and then it would boost itself back up with its rocket engines. This one didn't happen, just straight on down all over the path and a half. And so clearly something didn't go right with this mission.
And would any of the debris have been able to make it to the ground with this re-entry?
Probably not. This is a fairly small satellite. We think maybe half a ton. Satellites like that usually melt almost completely when they re-enter. There might be a few dense pieces that would reach the ground. Remember, it's going at 17,000 miles an hour northward towards Canada. And so even though you saw it over Michigan burning up, by the time any debris hit the ground, it might have ended up in the Great Lakes or even in Ontario.
This has been incredibly interesting. Thank you so much. It was an eye-catching thing for us here in West Michigan, and it's always great to learn more about what's going on behind scenes like this. So thank you for your time, and thanks for joining us this evening.
Have a great evening.
Amazing.
I know.
So many people were talking about that.
And we're still seeing some videos come in. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a few more on ring cams or things like that.
Oh, yeah.
So if you see it, send it to us, of course.